Welcome to the Urban Cowgirl Show. We're starting a new show today called GroundManners, and we're talking about the principles of teaching ground manners that were on September 22nd, 2014 on Julie Goodnight show. And we have here Karen, who is getting to know Sadie. And Sadie's my youngest Morgan. I'm Sonia Sokolow, the Urban Cowgirl. Now, Sadie knows a lot, but we haven't been training with her for a few months. And Karen has never worked with her, but wants to ride her. And I said, okay, let's try GroundManners first. So we saw the Julie Goodnight show about a week and a half ago. Then we reviewed it yesterday. And now Karen's going to try to remember some principles of teaching a horse ground manners. And one of the things about ground manners that's very important and sometimes much more difficult to do than anybody could imagine is to keep the horse standing still and out of your space. So now Karen is going to speak with a loud voice because we don't have mics on today. We're just going to do a couple minutes of, well, where's Sadie at on her ground manners? Okay, Karen, just talk out loud as you can for now, and make mistakes. It's okay.
So basically we're going to try to keep her eyes focused on us and try to keep her where we want her to go. So I don't want her to follow me. I want her to stay right there.
Yeah.
And if she walks forward, I would click her, but she's not doing it right now.
Yeah, she's not doing it, so you're okay. Right. I try to do it. They know that sound, and Julie Goodnight uses it too.
Hey. Good girl.
And notice Karen is carrying a white stick with a rope on it.
Yeah.
And you can actually use that as an arm extension or as a wiggle thing in front of her.
Yeah.
You know, she'll see that and she'll say, what's that? Okay, I better get back.
Yeah.
Okay, we're using tools. You don't have to have a white stick with a rope on it. You can pick up a stick off the ground. I've many, many times done that. Okay, go ahead. Let's... Good, the little bit of a tug, good. She's paying attention to you, she's focused on you. Now, you remember what Julie did is she said to the horse owner, walk around with her now and go back in to the stand position, and let's show when you get back there, what is the corridor of acceptable neck flexion? Do you remember that?
Yeah, that's 2 parallel lines along their shoulders.
Yes.
That just go straight out.
Yes.
So
okay. So walk her around. Go ahead, walk her around this little corral. It's flat enough to work in. It's got grass in it. It's got a horse behind us distracting her, but that's okay. My horses are ranch versatile. Sometimes it's important not to have distractions, but right now we want Sadie to realize, in spite of distractions, in spite of grass, and she's a real grass hoarder, she'll try to put her head down whenever she can, and we're teaching her not to do that either. Okay, go ahead and back up the whole length. Good. See, she's trying to figure out what your right answer is.
Yeah.
She is listening to you. I'm very proud of her.
Don't.
Good.
Good girl.
Okay, now I'm going to move this camera back, and you show on camera what Julie said about arms out and the corridor, right?
Yeah.
And that if Sadie moves her head within that corridor, it's okay. But if she moves it beyond the corridor, it's not okay, and you apply pressure.
Yeah.
And remember that horses learn when you remove the pressure.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So the 2 lines were basically 2 lines that go straight out like this, one on this side and one on this side. And if she moves it around right here, that's fine. But if she were to go out like out here, that wouldn't be okay. So we would...
A little bit of a tug, right. You're going to get her focused back. Now back off with, and remember she said leave that lead line very loose.
Yeah.
Even put it on the ground. And by the way, my horse is all ground tie, and I'll show that to Karen one of these days.
Hey.
She's outside of that corridor. Okay, so we're giving and then she didn't understand, you know?
Yeah.
She came forward because she didn't understand. So we have to be really clear, because my horses are Morgan's and they want to know what is the right answer, but sometimes it's hard to understand.
Hey. Good girl.
And there are some flies here today. This is October 2014 in Santa Cruz, California, and it's in the 90s. We're having like an unusual 4 or 5 days of warm weather. So we do use fly masks, and we will put it back on again as soon as this session is over. And I would say this, walk around again, and let's just review with her on the camera what it is you're trying to do to make sure that we have ground manners from Sadie. And if things go well today, and they seem to go well, I think next time we'll do this in the arena, and we'll actually provide some other distractions, because distractions are part of doing life. And we have all kinds of noisemakers and stuff like that back at my stable. And we'll provide some distractions and tell Sadie, by removing the pressure when she gives us the right answer, that she's not to pay attention to those distractions. She's to pay attention to her handler, which right now is Karen. And I have it on video. Did you notice what Sadie just did with her lips?
When she was licking her lips.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
I look for those signs all the time.
And the ears.
And the ears, and she's blinking her eyes. And there are some flies on her, but she's being real good.
She's very relaxed.
Yeah, she's very relaxed. So we're going to say, let's quit for now, and we'll show you our next session as soon as we have time to do it. See more at www.urbancowgirlchannel.com.